Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Today we're going to be taking a look at the War Staff Unique, which is 8 to 16 damage, durability 75, charges 50, and it requires strength of 30. This is known as the Rod of Onan. I don't know exactly a lot about this staff, but we're going to find out today. First off, it has 50 golem charges, which is actually a specific spell. It allows you to summon a golem, and I guess the first thing we can do is we can dive into the golem spell itself and we can look at it. So before Diablo 2 had its earth golem and fire golems and all those other things, Diablo 1 had its golem ability, which basically lets you cast or animate a being of earth which shields the caster and fights with its fist. Diablo 1, a predecessor to the whole golem skill type in the series, and the only real summoning spell in Diablo 1 is Earth Golem, as how it might formally be referred to as a means of distinguishing it from the several new golems in the sequel. It is sense of being of Earth. When cast, the summons a golem construct that aids the caster in attacking their enemies, and in addition, it usually the primary target for enemy attacks. The earth it is comprised of is a dark soil, unlike the bright yellow clay of the clay golem in the sequel. The golem lasts infinitely, but it is not invulnerable and will die eventually. It also cannot be healed. The golems home in on nearby enemies if nothing is nearby, and they will walk in the direction of their caster is facing. Golems kills do not grant experience. Two golems on a single level will attack each other if two players summon them, and each player can only summon one golem. Attempting to summon another will kill the older one. Venturing into another level automatically causes the golem to crumble into dust. Golems are immune to certain spells like Apocalypse, Stone Curse, and Telekinesis, and in addition to protection, it can be useful for sorcerers against triple immune foes in Hell difficulty, as the golem can be used to kill foes around corners, behind bars, etc. The Rod of Onan contains multiple golem charges. Apparently, there is also some bugs with the golem, where the golems are weak against succubi, as due to a bug in the golem's light radius. It is set to infinite. Every succubi on the level sees the golem the moment it's cast and will fire at the golem if they have a line of sight. This can still be useful to take a pack of succubi off the character's back, though. So basically, your light radius is sort of your aggro radius, and the golem's aggro radius is apparently infinite. On the staff also is 100% increased damage, which since this is a war staff base at 8 to 16, it's actually not bad and could be potentially okay for swinging. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any enhanced to hit, so it might be hard to actually hit anything with this staff unless you have 2-hit rings. It does come with +5 all attributes, which gives you a little bit of accuracy, a little bit of damage, a little bit of life, a little bit of mana. +5 all attributes isn't a terrible stat. There is a story here about the Rod of Onan. Apparently, it's a biblical legend. It says, according to the text, after God had killed Onan's older brother, Judah asked Onan to have sex with Tamar, Ur's widow, so that the offspring could be declared Ur's heir. The narrative implies that Onan didn't object to the sex itself, but performed coitus interruptus, spilling his seed upon the ground, and so that there wouldn't be any offspring he could claim as his own. The passage goes on to state that for this, the act displeased God and it killed him. To translate this, because it's kind of like, this is like a quote sort of from the Bible. Basically what he's saying is that he was tasked to impregnate Ur's widow. And instead of impregnating Ur's widow, he basically pulled out. That's essentially what we're talking about here. He pulled out. So he was given a task to impregnate a woman, which was not his wife, and he was not in any sort of relationship with, for no other reason other than for the impregnation part. However, he pulled out and did not deliberately did not impregnate the woman, at which point he was essentially just having sex with the woman for fun, and not actually the purpose at which he was supposed to be achieving a child. And he did this, of course, because he wanted to have sex with the woman multiple times, and so God basically struck him down. He's like, how dare you pull out? You're not supposed to pull out. This is the story. I'm not making this up. I actually remember this story, because a lot of people are like, man, this guy just killed this dude just because he had sex. Like, no, he killed the dude because he wasn't supposed to be, like, having sex with the woman for pleasure. He was supposed to be impregnating her with a child, and he deliberately chose not to. So, it's kind of like, Handmaid's Tale, but imagine instead of actually, impregnating the woman, your husband is you're just like pretending to impregnate the woman so we can have sex more often. It's kind of silly when you think about it. Makes me blush a little bit. Now this particular item also has the golem charge, and I actually want to show you the golem charges because I think that's like part of the fun of the items is like these staves. Like they don't really have much purpose other than to go show off the charges. And let's cast a bunch of them too. The golem makes some funny noises when you cast him too. It's like he's like, and then like he breaks into dust if you cast multiple of them. It's kind of crazy. I'm not exactly sure what the Onan has to do with golems though. Is it wait. The golem's made out of dirt. He spilled his seed in the dirt. So is that they basically saying that he spilled his seed in the dirt and that made like a dirt baby? Oh, this is so stupid. So there you go. We have our golem, right? And apparently, you can kind of control the golem and the direction the golem goes. So the golem will walk in whatever direction you're facing. So you can basically force the golem to go in the direction that you want him to go into by essentially facing in the directions you want to go. He will also kind of hunt down monsters. So if there are any monsters nearby, he will deliberately hunt down those monsters and kill them. So you may notice that he kind of just like runs off and does his own thing. But as you can see here, my Mr. Golem is working his magic. He's in here punching. He's in here doing business. He working some business up in here. And that's pretty much all the golem does. I mean, you can sort of control him by facing in a direction that you want him to go, but if there are monsters nearby, he will run over and attack them, which means that you can't really control him whenever there are monsters on the battlefield. If you do cast another golem at any point, the original golem will disappear and the new golem will take his place. It makes a really funny, like, crackling noise when you resummon him, too. Let's go ahead and burn all the charges real quick because I'm interested to see like how much gold this thing costs to repair. And now we're out of golem charges. Let's go take a look and see how much this one costs. So to make an analogy earlier of the story of Onan, so that you understand exactly why, like, he was struck down in the Bible, this particular story is kind of hard to understand. Imagine though that like you were infertile and you couldn't have any children, and you called up your brother and you're like, "Hey, bro, like, can you come make a baby with my wife? Like, I can't have babies. The doctor has told me that I'm incapable of having children, and if you could impregnate my wife for me so that we can have a child, that would be amazing," right? And your brother agrees and he comes over, but instead of shooting his load inside, he drops it on the floor and he pulls out every single time, right? Well, he's not fulfilling his end of the bargain, and he's basically just now abusing the agreement. Like, his agreement was, obviously to make a baby for you, and he's not doing that, right? So he's breaking the agreement, and he's also taking advantage of your wife in the process. It's a pretty nasty thing to do, and I guess that's what this entire staff is based on. So it costs 1,300 gold to repair the staff of Onan. Interesting. Selling the staff of Onan costs you...
I sense a soul in search of answers.
11,041, so not bad. I mean, it's kind of an interesting staff, and I think that it's definitely worth hanging on to just for the golem charges alone. I mean, you could use it just for distraction when you need it. I mean, it serves a purpose, which is you summon the golem runs in there, gets beat on, and gives you a chance to do what you need to do. It's practically the only summoning ability in the game, and granted, you could potentially get the golem skill on your own, or use golem scrolls, so that's another potential way that you could get free golems, but I do believe this is the only item in the game that has golem charges, specifically. And there is the Rod of Onan. Definitely an odd one in this game. And something about the spilling of seed in the ground to make earth babies is kind of hilarious. I don't really know what to think about that. I'm learning a lot about Diablo 1 today. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals joining me. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button if you enjoy the content. And as always, keep watching.